You wake up, glance at your stomach, and your heart sinks. Same curve, same softness, same stubborn belly staring back at you like nothing you've done matters. You're eating better, you're moving more, you're skipping dessert, and yet nothing looks different. So you assume the worst. You assume it's not working. That assumption is the real danger, because belly fat doesn't leave like a dramatic breakup. It leaves like a thief in the night, quiet, invisible. And if you don't know the signs, you'll quit right before the moment it starts paying off. I've watched people sabotage real progress because they trusted mirrors more than biology. I've done it myself. So let me walk you through the 7 signs your belly fat is already melting, even if your eyes haven't caught up yet. And I'm not talking about motivational fluff. I'm talking about physical, hormonal, survival level signals your body sends when it finally flips the switch. If you miss these signs, you panic. If you panic, you change what's working. If you change what's working, you stay stuck. And that's how people lose years. The first sign shows up before weight loss, before inches, before compliments. It shows up in the most annoying way possible. Your belt lies to you. One morning, you thread it through the same hole you always use. But something's off. You tighten it without thinking. Or you sit down and notice the pressure that used to dig into your gut just doesn't. You tell yourself it's the pants, or posture, or wishful thinking. It's not. Belly fat is metabolically expensive. Your body burns through it reluctantly, like emergency fuel stored behind bulletproof glass. When it finally cracks that vault, the fat cells don't shrink evenly. They deflate from the inside. That internal pressure drops before the outer layer visually changes, so you feel looser before you look leaner. Ignore this sign, and you'll assume nothing's happening. You'll tighten calories harder, push workouts further. Stress your system into cortisol overload, and cortisol doesn't burn belly fat. It protects it. This is where progress dies quietly. And then the second sign hits at night when you're not even thinking about fat loss. You sleep deeper, not longer, deeper. You fall asleep faster. You wake up fewer times. You stop tossing like your body's trying to escape itself. That's not random. Belly fat is closely tied to insulin resistance and elevated stress hormones. When fat loss finally begins, insulin sensitivity improves, blood sugar stabilizes, cortisol drops. Your nervous system shifts from threat detected to safe enough to recover. This matters because fat loss doesn't happen when you're fighting your environment. It happens when your body believes you'll survive tomorrow. People underestimate this. They treat sleep as a side effect. It's not. It's a diagnostic signal. If your sleep improves and you ignore it, you may accidentally destroy it by adding more caffeine, more cardio, more restriction, and then the fat loss shuts down again. The third sign is subtle, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Your stomach feels different, not smaller. Different. Softer in the morning, less rigid, less inflamed, less like it's bracing for impact. Visceral fat, the dangerous fat wrapped around your organs, holds water and inflammatory compounds. When it starts breaking down, inflammation drops first. Water weight releases. Pressure decreases. This is why your stomach may feel flatter when you wake up, then puffier after meals. That's not failure, that's transition. Quit here and you lock inflammation back in place. Stay consistent, and the puffiness shortens, then disappears. The fourth sign catches people off guard because it has nothing to do with appearance. You're warmer, not sweaty, warmer. Your hands aren't ice cold. Your feet don't feel like frozen meat. You stop wearing a hoodie indoors when everyone else still is. That's metabolic recovery. Belly fat loss signals improved thyroid output and better mitochondrial efficiency. Your body is burning fuel instead of hoarding it. Heat is a byproduct of energy being used properly. In survival terms, this is your body saying, we're no longer rationing. Miss this sign and you'll think hunger or warmth means you're overeating. You'll cut food again, and your body will respond by slowing everything down. The fifth sign messes with your head the most. The scale stalls or even goes up, and this is where most people panic and self-destruct. Here's what's happening. As visceral fat breaks down, your liver releases stored glycogen. Glycogen binds water. At the same time, cortisol drops, sodium balance shifts, and your muscles pull in fluid, and so the scale doesn't budge. Or it spikes, but your waist is changing internally. People who don't understand this slash calories, add extreme cardio, or skip meals. That sends a threat signal. The body responds by preserving belly fat even harder. This is why smart fat loss feels boring at first. No drama, no fireworks, just quiet internal changes. The sixth sign shows up when you bend, twist, or get out of bed. You move easier. Your torso rotates without resistance. You can tie your shoes without holding your breath. You don't feel that compressed, jammed sensation under your ribs. Visceral fat crowds organs. It restricts movement. As it melts, your internal space increases. This isn't flexibility, this is clearance. Your organs have room to slide again. Your diaphragm moves freely, your breathing deepens. This improves fat oxidation further because oxygen delivery improves. It's a feedback loop. Ignore this and chase core workouts, thinking you need to burn more. You don't. You need to protect the environment that allowed this change to begin. The seventh sign is psychological and dangerous if misunderstood. Your hunger changes, not disappears. Changes. You're less desperate, less panicked around food. You stop thinking about your next meal while eating the current one. That's leptin sensitivity returning. Belly fat is tied to leptin resistance. When fat loss begins, your brain starts receiving accurate signals again. You're not calmer because you're disciplined. You're calmer because your body trusts you again. People mistake this for loss of willpower when hunger returns later. It's not failure, it's regulation normalizing. Fight it, and you spiral into binge-restrict cycles that rebuild belly fat faster than before. Here's the part no one tells you. Belly fat loss is a fragile state. It's not like muscle gain where effort compounds. It's more like keeping a fire alive in the rain. You don't blast it with wind, you shield it. Your environment matters, stress matters, sleep matters. Decision fatigue matters. Your biggest enemy isn't food, it's panic. Panic makes you abandon routines that were finally working. Panic makes you chase visible changes before invisible ones finish their job. And the consequences are real. Visceral fat isn't cosmetic. It increases insulin resistance, blood pressure, fatty liver risk, cardiovascular strain. It's metabolically active tissue that behaves like an internal attacker. When it melts, your risk profile changes before your body shape does. That's why quitting early isn't just disappointing. It's dangerous. So here's how you survive this phase. You don't change what you're doing when these signs appear, you stabilize it. You eat consistently instead of reactively. You move daily but don't punish yourself. You protect sleep like it's medicine. You lower stimulation instead of increasing it. You let the process finish because the visual drop, the moment your belly actually looks different, comes last. Always. Fat loss doesn't reward impatience. It punishes it. If you're seeing even 2 of these signs, you're not stalled. You're early. And early is where most people quit. Don't. Because once the invisible fat is gone, the visible fat has nowhere left to hide.